Let's begin with a basic game. This one is a guess the number game. You could pause the video, copy these blocks if you want. The first thing you need to do is create an instructions backdrop. So to do that, we're going to come down to the bottom right hand corner here and we're going to paint our own backdrop. In here, we're going to simply grab a text box and we're going to type instructions. If we click off, we can now drag the word bigger and we can position it where we want it on the screen. We're going to put in a second text box and this time it's going to say press S to begin. Again, we can resize that a little and place it where we want it to go. To get back to where we were, we can click on the sprite and up the top here back onto the code blocks. For the guessing part of your game, you can choose from the many built-in backdrops that Scratch provides. To find these, we go back down to the right hand corner and choose the magnifying glass. When we come in here, we can go through many backdrops. There are some filters at the top that can help you to find what you like. A feature that I like to use is the surprise me. So Scratch will pick one of its own to put in there. Okay, so it's chosen this backdrop for me. What we're going to do is actually go into the backdrops here because before we forgot to name this backdrop. So it's currently called backdrop 2. Let's click up here and call it instructions so we can find it later on. It will just call them 1, 2, 3, 4, but that gets confusing and you're not sure which one you have. So we now have our original backdrop, which was blank, which I think we can delete. We don't need that. We have our instructions backdrop, and we now have a blue skies backdrop. Finally, you need an end of game backdrop. Now you could create your own, like we did for the instructions, but I'm going to upload one that I made earlier from paint.net. This is just to show a third way that you can upload a backdrop. So once again, I'm going to come down into my backdrops and I'm going to go to the upload. I will then find my icon. In this case, Game Over is the one that I made. And I'm going to double click on that to make my third. And it's already named Game Over because that was the name of the file. So we now have our 3 backdrops all ready to roll. So to get back to our code, we're going to click on code, click on our sprite, and we are ready to move on. Now it's time for you to put it all together. To do this, we're going to remove our main part of our code down from the flag block and we're going to put in here a switch backdrop. To do that, we're going to change our backdrop to the instructions backdrop to begin our game because that's the first thing our user needs to see. Now when I look over here on the stage, I can see my cat is in the way of my instructions. So at the very beginning, we're going to hide the sprite. So now the sprite's hidden. The instructions tell us that we need to begin by pressing S. So we're going to need to come over to the events. So we'll grab an event and we're going to use the event when key pressed. It's currently on space, but we'll hit on the down arrow and we will scroll down until we find the letter S. Now we've got the letter S. This is going to begin the main part of our game. Now if we jump straight in here, our cat is still hidden. So to show our sprite, we had better come back to looks and show our sprite to bring it back. We made a backdrop for the main part of our game, so we better switch to that. And it's called Blue Sky in my case. And now we're ready to join the main part of our game onto the blocks. Now that will run, it'll ask the question, person will get to answer, they'll get it right or they'll get it wrong, and the game will end. So when we get to the end of our game, we want to show the final backdrop. So again, we will switch our backdrop. But before I switch, I want my sprite to disappear again or hide because it will be in the way. So I'll hide it. I will bring in the game over, and that would work. That would be a working game. But just to make it a little bit nicer for the next person who plays, we should go back to the instructions page. Now if we go and drop the switch backdrop straight onto there, you won't get a chance to read the game over, thanks for playing. So we might need to put in a control where we're going to just put a little bit of a wait in there, and we'll just wait for a couple of seconds so that the person can read how they went. We can then drop on our switch back, change it from game over to instructions, and hopefully our game should now be working. So we press the flag to begin, our instructions are there, and it's telling us to press S to begin, so let's press S. And we have our question. I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 10. Can you guess what it is? I'm going to have a guess 3. Better luck next time. Game's over, and we go back to our instruction. Well, that wraps it up for now. If you've made it all the way through, please leave a like and even a comment so that I know that this has been useful content to you.